Making melons great again. How a food safety initiative for melons eliminated recalls and almost certainly saved lives. Who remembers the cantaloupe Listeria outbreak of 2011? It was the deadliest foodborne illness outbreak in the USA since outbreak records began in the 1970s, sickening at least 147 people and killing 33. It was followed by another deadly US cantaloupe outbreak which killed 3 people, this time from salmonella the following year. In the decades since, there have been multiple outbreaks linked to melons, including 2 major outbreaks in Australia in 2016 and 2018, caused by salmonella and listeria, respectively. The Australian melon industry was badly affected by the 2018 outbreak, and growers left the industry as consumer confidence plummeted and sales decreased. Something had to be done, so the industry partnered with government agencies to create an initiative to safeguard melon consumers from food safety risk, called, appropriately, Safe Melons. The initiative was led by Dr. Sukhvinder Pal, or SP, Singh, a food safety champion in the Australian produce industry, and one smart cookie. It proved to be a resounding success, reaching an astonishing 99% of the country's commercial melon growers and resulting in a reduction in food safety incidents for melons in Australia to 0 for the last 6 years. Meanwhile, incidents have continued in other countries, such as the 2023 salmonella outbreak from cantaloupes in the USA, which resulted in 407 cases, 158 hospitalizations and 6 deaths, or the 2021 salmonella outbreak linked to Galia melons in the United Kingdom. Here's how it worked. The initiative used a 2-pronged approach, monitoring and support. The monitoring component was a confidential microbial food safety surveillance program designed to function as an early warning system to predict food safety failures and prevent them from becoming a crisis. The monitoring aimed to detect Listeria monocytogenes, Salmonella species, and Shiga toxin E. coli in samples collected from various stages of the growing, harvesting, and post-harvest handling stages of the supply chain. The sampling plan was scientifically designed to be inclusive of all melon types and all melon growing regions in Australia. Samples were collected from melon production fields, that is, soil, fruit and harvesting equipment, from processing facilities, both contact and non-contact surfaces and fruit, and markets, wholesale and retail, with a target of 1,300 samples per year for 3 years. Any problematic results, for example when salmonella was detected multiple times in a processing environment after an extreme weather event in 2022, or when Listeria monocytogenes was detected in samples taken because of a flood in 2023, the results were reported back to the affected growers and processors immediately, along with technical recommendations to mitigate risks and promote continual improvements. During and after the project, the microbial data was also anonymised and aggregated, so results at regional, state and national levels could be shared with various audiences. Case studies on growers and packers who achieved good food safety outcomes were also shared to champion food safety leaders in the industry. The second component of the project, support, aimed to increase the food safety knowledge of growers and convert knowledge into practice and behavioural change. It included site visits and one-on-one consultations with major growers, regional workshops and roadshows, education for regulatory personnel and policymakers, and even a food safety help desk to address melon-related food safety inquiries. Growers and packing shed staff were coached in the adoption of a food safety toolbox and best practice guides were shared. Food safety experts walked through production fields and processing facilities with growers, helping with microbial hazard assessments and providing risk mitigation advice. The help desk allowed growers and regulatory officials to benefit from unbiased technical advice when they needed to make decisions about food safety practices. Questions posed to the help desk included requests for help with environmental monitoring programs, post-harvest packing and decay, responses to extreme weather events, post-harvest wash water quality, sanitizers and fungicides, fertilizer selection, and wildlife incursion management. The success of this project, says SP in his report, was dependent on the growers' and packers' engagement on highly sensitive topic of microbial food safety. The level of engagement clearly indicates that stakeholders trust the monitoring and support services provided by an independent team of experts and were interested in risk mitigation. The project concluded with an evaluation of its outcomes compared to the key performance indicators, KPIs, set at the outset, a concise list of recommendations for continued melon safety, and recommendations for future research and development projects. The outcome was a success, reducing the number of melon-related food safety incidents to 0, contributing to increased consumer confidence in Australian melons and almost certainly saving lives that would have been lost if there had been another serious Listeria or Salmonella outbreak. Well done! 0 product recalls and food safety incidents are perceived as an ambitious and unrealistic goal, says SP in the project report, but it is the minimum goal that all industries should be aiming for. I agree. In short, an industry, in partnership with government organisations and private sector investment, created a project to reduce foodborne illness outbreaks from its products. The project was carefully designed with specific measurable outcomes and key performance indicators. The project included confidential microbiological surveillance with problematic results reported immediately to growers and processors so risk could be mitigated promptly. It also included support for growers and processors to increase food safety knowledge and affect behaviour change. The project succeeded in engaging with more than 99% of relevant growers. It reduced the number of food safety incidents in the industry to 0, and the number has remained at 0 for 6 years. A job well done. And the main source for everything I've just said is a report on the Melon Food Safety Monitoring and Support Project by SP Singh, and it's available online. As always, there is a link to it in my email and the post.